Hello everyone and welcome to another I Pick My Butt video. More Survivor.io and chapter 79. This one was actually a little bit of a tricky one here. I actually went in with 3 different weapons. Obviously, we go in with the Light Chaser first because that's my go-to. That's what I enjoy the most. But when it came to the final boss, it went terribly bad. And I just said, you know what? Let's just delete all the evidence because nobody needs to see that. And because that went so bad, the next option was, well, I'm struggling on the boss. Let's slap the kunai on, go in with that, and we'll just melt him as fast as we can. But me loving the Guardian and having the Exo Bracer equipped, it was just too much for animations on the screen, and I couldn't see what the heck was going on. And that's where my third resort comes into, the good old Void Power, which made this a total breeze to go in through. Even the bosses wasn't as bad as what I expected because I built around it and made sure I was planning of, hey, we're going into the boss, we need to grab this, this, and this, and I made sure I wasn't going to grab Guardian. Now we are sitting in over at 41k right now for attack, and where this seems fair and a good amount to me, obviously every time I make one of these things they say, yeah, you don't need that, you need this amount, I beat it with this. I never consider myself good at this game. I always say, and I've said it before, take that 50% mark of all the players, and I'm just a little bit better than your average player. I am no pro at this game. This is just where I kind of see myself, and at 41k, that seems like a fair amount of attack damage that a person like me needs in order to beat this chapter. Now, what makes this chapter so annoying is those little red blobs out there that shoot the poison. They are targeting based by where you're standing, and when you get towards the end of the game, there's a lot of them, and you just pretty much get pelted with a whole bunch of poison. The other thing we have too is we have the security guards with the riot shields, which means we're going to get both grenades coming from them and projectiles from their actual guns. I think this is one of the little things that keeps me from getting bored when I'm playing these chapters is the fact of no bear is going to survive. Every single one is going to get taken down, and in this situation they're going to get taken down with the Void Power and some drones in the action there too. Now, as I said, we did get the Void Power evoed up pretty early there, but the other abilities that I was focusing on was obviously I wanted to get the drones. That's always a key thing when I'm playing any chapter. We've been through this a ton of times, and with the Void Power, obviously we want to get the Exo Bracer, the Energy Cube, and also the HE Fuel. I didn't go in here with the Trendy Charm. We're wearing the Eternal Necklace on this, so we're not going to get that extra cooldown from the Charm, but we're still going to be able to get it from that Energy Cube. And if you are one of the ones that is struggling on this chapter, I really recommend, no matter what the rarity is, you got to just slap the Void Power on. Now, out of the other abilities that we were able to grab, we were able to evo the Drill, and we were able to evo the Rocket. We never got the Lightning Emitter to evo, but I also got stuck grabbing a Ninja Scroll just because bad RNG inside the game let me grab it. That seemed like the best scenario, and we did go in and grab an attack up on it, or the high power bullet, whichever one you like to call it. We also did grab the mines in there too, but there wasn't really any use or really priority on that. It just, once again, bad RNG. And like any 15-minute board, we're going to have bosses 5, 10, 15 minutes, and elites 2 minutes and 9 minutes were nothing really to worry about, but the 11, 12, and 13 minutes did put up a little bit of a struggle. Now, I do want to just clarify too, if you saw my video from the other day saying that I'm getting bored with the game, I am getting bored with the game, but there is still some things that I'm playing. I'm just not grinding it as much as I am, and I'm not planning on making videos back to back like I have been for the past 5 months. My New Year's resolution this year was to make better quality YouTube videos, which is why we got the new computer, why we're using the new editing software, why we actually have a microphone versus talking in the phone, and we're also using the camera to show this beautiful face right here. But the next step is the thumbnails, and I'm going to be upgrading to a new software program for that. But let me know what you guys think of the one today, as it obviously looks a little bit different from what you would typically see. But into the first boss, this is going to be the Rusher Papillon, and when I played this with I think it was a Light Chaser, or it could have even been the kunai, I looked down for a split second and this thing just rushed me right into the wall. Thank God for that key evolution, which pretty much makes it any deadly hit will leave you with 1 hit point. But still, this is not a boss you want to mess around with, especially given we're tight quarters on it. It's something you definitely want to make sure you keep on moving and kind of just let your abilities do the work on it. If you can pop one off with a Void Power, good for you. But really, that's where I'm trying to focus the drones and just even the Rocket too, maybe even the Drill, just to kind of get those hits and really watch out for those poison blobs that come floating around at you. But coming right out of that 5-minute mark, this is where we're going to get hit with the blue raspberries. And after looking at this image here, I realized that there might be a little bit of some confusion. So the blue raspberry is what I've been calling the people version of the enemies. And I think these other purple blob things, we're just going to have to call them the grapes. So blue raspberries and grapes, watch out for the grapes and their poison. Now, once we get around the 7-minute mark, that's where we're going to be running into some more bears. They're not going to be anything really too much to worry about, but just kind of know that they're there and you're going to be... Give me a little bit. I'll throw the waffles out in a second. I gotta wait for the pancakes to finish taking a shower. Okay. With the bears, they'll kind of come through and, you know, typically they'll come from the top or the bottom. So use them the best you can as a way to farm some of the biofuel out of it. And this is really a good 5 minutes to 10 minutes of just kind of stashing up on things to really level up. At the 10-minute mark, this is where we're going to run into the Terror Echo, and this is pretty much going to be the easiest boss you're going to face inside this chapter. Keep your distance, watch out for those dashes, and just kind of do your thing, and it'll drop pretty easily. But coming right out of that 10-minute mark, this is where you're going to get swarmed with bears. They don't rush in too much on you, but the problem is by the time you're facing these bears, they're going to run all the way into the 11-minute mark. There's so many of them on the screen that you're not going to even see that elite come out at the 11-minute mark. So just be cautious of it, especially with the void power too. You might not see it bouncing around. So just make sure you're going from bubble to bubble and really just kind of keep an eye on whatever damage numbers you're seeing by you, because that's pretty much where the elite's going to be hiding behind. But from the 11-minute to 12-minute mark, that's going to be all butterflies there. Nothing really to worry about, pretty easy to maintain. But once you get to the 12-minute mark, this is where we're going to be getting hit with even more bears, and these are going to be the ones that spawn the smaller bears. You know, the ones where you kill it, and you just see a little red circle on the screen, and then all of a sudden, bam, a baby bear pops up. So really try to hold your spot in the game and use the void power and kind of a, you know, shoot up, shoot down, shoot up, shoot down. Just go back and forth. Hopefully you were able to get the energy cube, and this will make them kind of proc off a little bit faster for you. And once again, the elite's going to be hidden in there. This is going to be one of the Terror Wolves, and it kind of does this like sonar attack with these red kind of wave form things in it, but they seem to shoot a little bit more in all directions than I guess I would normally see in the past. So just be cautious of that too, because it is going to be kind of a surprise. And this is going to run all the way to the 13-minute mark. But don't worry though, the bears that you see on the screen are pretty much going to start whittling out. You're pretty much killing everything that you have left at that 13-minute mark. That's where the bears stop coming out, and then we're going to get more butterflies. And once again, you're going to have that elite hiding out in there too. And butterflies, they're going to be pretty much hanging out all the way to the 15-minute mark. So if you can, slowly work your way over to a magnet and try to grab one of those right before the actual boss comes out. There was really no need for bomb farming in this. So if you can, you know, leave some out there. It was more focusing on needing food and meat. So if you see that, really try to stock up on that. I guess do some meat farming. But the 15-minute mark, that's going to be the Zombie Rider. A lot of people hate this one, and we are in incredibly close quarters on this. I always either try to stay right directly above him or directly below him and kind of do this half moon type shape to get around him. But your biggest issue you're going to run into is when he shoots out the small bullets. I think it shoots out in 5 in groups of 3. Those are going to bounce against the wall, and they typically bounce against the wall twice. So those are going to be your hardest ones to dodge there. And usually when that happens, that's where he's also moving either up and down. So wish I had a good advice for you here. Pretty much I could say is just make sure you're stocking up on all those DPS style abilities and let those do the number on them. Don't even really worry about trying to make your void power hit them. Just use your abilities. But once again, I will say if you are using the void power, definitely stay away from the Guardian. It's just too much going on the screen with it when you run into this boss, and you'll definitely get hit a good amount of times. Even without it, I still got hit a good number, but we somehow squeaked by. So let me know what you guys think of this chapter. Let me know what you think of the thumbnail on this. Is this in a better direction, or does it still look terrible? Really love to know your guys' opinion. Other than that, hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more Survivor.io videos soon, and in the meantime, we'll showcase some other games, and hopefully those games are complete and not buggy. But as I said, guys, I really appreciate everybody checking out and the support I've received over the past couple of days. Anybody that hasn't subscribed, if you want to watch this kind of journey of me going and upgrading stuff and getting better at the whole editing, mics, thumbnails, name or whatever else, hit the button. You might be surprised with it, and it really does help out the channel. So thanks for watching, guys. Join the Discord, and remember, I pick my butt.